And now it's what's on CJ's mind.
What's up, y'all? What's up? So, of course, y'all know I'm bringing some uh, government news to y'all right now. Um, let me just say this. Boy, I tell you that the White House and all them, where they know they can cover up a story. So I know y'all, everybody has heard that they found cocaine on the West Wing. They said the West Wing lobby, but now they're recanting that story that it didn't get found in the West Wing lobby. It was found in the West Executive entrance. So cocaine was found near White House West Executive entrance, not the West Wing lobby. So, multiple officials involved in the White House cocaine inquiry have provided an update to Facts. And Facts is the website, by the way, I'm getting this from. Stating that this bag of powder was found in a cubby near the West Executive entrance of the White House rather than the former West Wing lobby as initially reported. Sources familiar with the investigation have revealed that the investigator anticipated concluding the injury by Monday. The inquiry, excuse me, by Monday, which is earlier than the previously expected timeline of the couple of weeks. So, bro, they how you going okay, how do you mix up the West Wing lobby from the West executive entrance?
I don't know.
They're covering hard for somebody. Like I feel like,
I feel like it's Joe Biden's.
I feel like it's the same thing.
I mean, it's in some sense it is, but the lobby is like it's on the inside of the building. So they're saying that the entrance, the executive entrance. So like when I read in a little bit more, they said the newly disclosed location of the cocaine. I wanted to say cocaine, but okay. So cocaine highlights that the areas where it was found is also heavily trafficked. Traffic. I can't say that word.
Traffic.
It's
Heavy
got a heavy
traffic.
traffic flow in it. The entrance also between the foyer and the lower level lobby near the parking area for vehicles such as the vice president's limo or SUV contains the bag of powder. This entrance is suited one floor below the main West Wing office and shares the same floor as the situation room and a dining area. So, in other words, they're trying to say that it's a high traffic flow that goes through this area. So, there's a possibility that there's nobody that actually works in, well, they might work for the, but it's probably not somebody that's big, is what they're trying to point. I'm
I
pretty
know it's
sure
reckless
that
speculation,
just,
but I feel like it might be Joe Biden's.
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like, hey man, let him get high. You
I
know what I mean?
mean,
If it is Joe's, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
he
He's
wouldn't
one
be
for
the first or
he's
the
one foot out
last
the
one.
door in more ways
He
than one. You know what I
he
mean?
right. He would. I mean, if he wouldn't be the first, nor will he be the last president that done some stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
The only thing is that they hit theirs a little bit better.
Right.
It's legit what it really is, but people don't
Hey,
know
man.
that. You know what I'm saying? People don't really
Let-
talk about that.
I just say let him live, bro.
Well, a little bit more into presidential things. Trump visits a Dairy Queen in Iowa
Oh,
and
how
has
nice.
no idea what a blizzard is. You guys, no idea. How the fuck do you not know what a blizzard is, bro?
I feel like he does, but he don't remember. He's one of those types.
What?
I feel
Explain, please, in detail.
I feel like he knows what a blizzard is. It's just he hasn't. It's been so long ago. Yeah, because think about it, Blizzard's been around for a while. You know what I'm saying?
It
They
has.
have
It
been.
has.
And and Trump's been rich for a while. You know what I mean? So
his whole life. Ooh,
Yeah.
he's been rich his whole life. So I mean,
Yeah,
come
but
on now.
but as an American, you know what a fucking blizzard. You've had a fucking blizzard at one point in your life.
If you
no matter
knew
what your fucking tax bracket is.
if you knew what a Dairy Queen is, you knew what a blizzard is.
Exactly. He knew what a
Right.
Dairy Queen was, so he knew what a blizzard was. He just don't remember it, and he thought it was something else. Because you gotta also remember he's a dumbass. So we gotta put two and two together. We talking about two old dumb motherfuckers when we talk about Biden and
I
Trump.
mean, legit.
You know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
So-
I feel you on that. But I was
He
just,
just
like,
didn't remember.
I
I'm
feel
like,
the
how do
Secret
you
Service
not
is back
know
on.
what
It was definitely the Secret Service.
what the fuck a blizzard is? And other Trump news, he enters the UFC 290 like a boss, I guess, supposedly. Former President Donald Trump enters UFC 290 with Dana White, and the crowd goes insane. White, who is trying to push Trump back into office with his base, comes out swinging as 45 looks right at home.
All right.
What do you? I don't even know
Wait,
if I want
so
to know y'all's thoughts on this.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Hold on. Let me
Circus.
let me dial this back for a minute. So wait, did he go to a Dairy Queen before going to?
I don't know.
UFC
I mean,
290?
that's what I'm
That's the
thinking.
real question. At what point, what was the timeline? Was it Dairy Queen first and then straight to UFC?
I don't know.
Was it,
I mean, let me just say that the Dairy Queen situation was more so a trending topic to where this one here is a breaking topic.
Right.
So that's the only really true difference that I can tell you at this moment are in the time frames of it. Like the trending topic is probably something that maybe happened a couple weeks ago. The breaking usually is like recent.
yeah.
Could be.
It doesn't really give you like any times,
it's-
but I'm going to play a video around that, and I guess it just really shows the entrance of Trump, and it might give you some more details on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play it real quick. Oh, am I connecting over there? Okay, I'll connect over here. Hopefully it plays like it's supposed to. So listen up, y'all. Maybe my volume might be all the way down. You might have to turn it up. Because I was doing my thing over here while y'all. I'm always on my phone, y'all. It's a habit.
Fight week. A lot of people are in the building, but no one needs more security than the former president of the United States, obviously a really good friend of Dana White.
Oh my word, I mean, listen, he's a massive fight fan, and that just shows how big this event is. Donald Trump has loved the fights for a long time. He's often at Madison Square Garden, but the International Fight Week, he has to show up, show his support. He has done since day one. It's good to see him here, Dom.
Oh, it's no surprise that this man is here because this is the only thing that stayed open in all of sports during some of the darkest times. Glad he's here.
All right, let's.
All right, so
All right,
pretty
so-
much a lot of kiss ass.
So, I mean, and
Yeah.
right, that's exactly what I was going to go into, honestly, they said that, his long-term support, but let me just say this. I don't think I've ever seen Trump. I don't watch some UFC fights, okay? And I don't think I've ever seen Trump. Maybe they just wasn't looking at him, but the way they just talked about him at that moment, it's like they know him by first name and they know the color of his
Well-
draws, okay? Legit.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so he has showed up for a couple of UFC fights throughout the year.
But that was in his fucking.
But yeah, that was not presidential way. Since his presidential and after his presidential, him and Dana White has been kind of in a very funny way, butt buddies pretty much.
No. Trump's been grabbing Dana's pussy for the past 5 years.
All right, so there's that too. So just here recently, they've been really kind of amping this thing up of, hey, we know Donald Trump. And I'm just and I feel like it's only because he's trying to run for president again is why they're doing. Because, we've talked about this on the 10 Count podcast. Dana does some shady shit behind the scenes.
Well,
And it's
yeah.
really I'm not surprised that I'm pretty
He's
sure
tied up with Trump.
I mean, well,
I can see where that's going.
well, it's like what I said before, though. Dana's not. Dana's the jester of it all. He's
the puppet master.
Well, no, he's the puppet. He's right. He's the fucking
he's
puppet.
The puppet. Yeah. But talking about for the commentators and people that he pays,
he don't pay them. That's the thing. He like he's just a motherfucker.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But no, he's the one that, you know what I'm saying, kind of puts voice in a little bit with the commentators. I've seen that done as well.
You talking about like at a press conference and shit like that. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, that's all he is a glorified press conference fucking fucking guy. What do you call it? What do you call the motherfuckers that fucking host a press conference with the?
Well,
you call
one
him
of those reporters. Or,
no, he's not. He's like the fucking dickhead that fucking gets in front of the cameras first and pretends like, you know, he has something to do with it. Yeah. Fuck him and Don King.
Oh God, we went down that rabbit hole again.
Both of them.
Is there anything else? Because I already know where this is right now.
Both of them basically.
In other news,
I got
Brad Lee on the Facts podcast explains why he charges $50,000 to be his friend. If somebody comes up to you and tells
real quick,
you,
that's not your friend.
That's not your friend.
Thank you.
I gotta pay you to be my friend. What the entire 3 fucks? So I wanted to go in on that a little bit, but I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and listen to that too, because that's mind-boggling, y'all.
Excuse you?
It's mind-boggling. You charging me $50,000 to be your friend, but let's hear him out. Let's hear Bradley out. Let's see what he says.
I don't fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
I'm like Andrew Tate with respect for women.
Took you a long ways to get there, though.
No, it
like just a lot of relationships, a lot of life.
Oh no, I had to learn to respect them.
Yes.
You know? My mom left me when I was 2, so I didn't respect that very much.
Okay, well,
I don't respect mothers who leave their children.
Well, that is messed up.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I had to learn respect for them. But yeah, you know, after a little while.
At what age did you? 47.
About. 46, 47, yeah.
46 is when you turn that corner.
No, it was a little earlier than that, but it took a while.
I know.
Wait a minute. What the fuck does that do with being friends with somebody? Why are you talking about his mother?
I'm 44. Still haven't turned that corner.
You'll get there. It's called maturity, son. It's also called evolution.
Like that's not what it's called.
One of these days, hopefully, doesn't happen for everybody. You're going to evolve into a better person than
No, that's not how growth works.
I think that's happened for me. I keep evolving. There's no limit for me.
What
Every
a
year
fucking
I keep getting
moron.
smarter,
you know what I do
more
like?
Kind, more generous.
You know what I do like?
He's funny.
Closer to death. Why? Because I think the whole goal is get real motherfucking good and clean by the time you die. Because otherwise you're going to a motherfucking terrible place.
Nah, I don't know about that. But
what the fuck did that had nothing to do with being a friend?
No, the full video is like 23 minutes long.
Hell no.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty funny.
It was, and I was like, what?
It didn't really get into the fact that it says, due to the success of our last Brad Lee interview on the Facts podcast, part 2 has now been released. This time, the real Top B lets loose, explaining the real friendship looks like, how to achieve an abundance of, let's see what he feels here. So to achieve abundance of wealth and to the reality of true love. Wow. You won't want to miss this Masterminds episode. I think I do want to miss it. As he charges $50,000 to hang. Don't worry, we got him for free to help inspire the Facts family. I can't. Like, I still don't. He didn't really do. And then the fact that, first off, like I said, he compared himself to an Andrew Tate. And then, like, he just, like, I mean, I think that's satire. I think
think he's being. It sounded pretty funny.
I think it sounded like almost like he was trying to be funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I thought it was good. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, of course, nobody's gonna pay $50,000. I don't know. Nobody's gonna pay $50 to fucking. Well, I don't know. Somebody might. I don't know.
Friend.
There's enough morons out there that probably would pay some money to
do it. But
yeah,
like,
Ricky.
I can see it if the deal went both ways, right? Like, as in, like, you pay me $50,000, and then the next people that come along, you know what I'm saying, you pay out the $50,000. Like, if it's like a circle of, and then you, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's an investment opportunity that looks pretty good in that set. I don't know. So
it's called being an escort.
Like having your. Well, no, I get what you're saying.
Without the fun part.
I'm just saying, like, think about. Like, I was talking about this with one of my coworkers the other day about, how banks operate, right? Yeah. Banks don't really have the money; they just have the collateral, right? So our money is their money. That's what they're using to build this collateral, right? So what if we had it to where every month we have somebody put money into a pot, okay, right? We put money into the pot. Everybody has to put $100 into the pot, right? Every month you had to put up $100 into the pot, right? And then one person out of that 20 people that put the $100 in there, right? So you got $2,000 sitting in there. You give $500 to one of the people that's every month somebody gets $500, and you do that and you keep on doing that and you build on that. Wouldn't that be just like what the banks pretty much do?
Wait a minute. So I mean, I guess that would depend on how many people.
That's why I said it's 20. It's 20 people. It's
right.
20 people putting $100 into the pot every month, right? And one of those 20 people every month gets $500, and we rotate it out throughout the 20 people.
Do they have to pay $100?
Yeah, they still have to put the 100 in there
so
because
they only get $400.
So, well, I mean, technically you put the 100 in there first, and then you get 500 back. So, and it's not always going to be your turn. So really, at 1 month, you are going to only really be putting 400 in there. Right. So technically, coming from your pocket. But when it's not your week, you're pulling the whole 500 in there. I mean, you're putting your whole 100 in there, right?
Yeah.
And so you have one person.
That's a scam though.
I mean, but if you not necessarily if you have just the 20 people that are doing it and they're doing it rapidly. So what happens is the money and the revenue that builds up once y'all get to a certain standard, you get what I'm saying? You get to a certain amount, everybody is getting perks from it. So if you think about it, you're only taking $500 out, right? Period. And you got 20 people, which is 2,000. So that means that you still got 1,500 sitting in that pot. And that 1,500 is going to continue to build every month.
Yeah. So the pot will get bigger, but they say if you got 20 people. And say like that last guy or whatever, he would have had to, he or she would have had to put in $1,900, and then get his 500 or 400 or whatever, and then so
then they'll be back. He'll be back at the status that everybody else was at.
Yeah,
regardless, everybody's gonna be.
Everybody be losing basically.
Everybody's gonna be putting money in.
Right. Everybody putting money in. Basically, 1900. Everybody puts in 1900 to get 500 back, and so basically, the pot's getting bigger, but you're investing more than what you're getting out. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily, because that money is still ours regardless. It's ours. It's as a collective. It's 20 of us. That's our money. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't have access to it.
No taxes are coming out of it because of the bank. There's no gambling with it. There's no, you know what I'm saying? It's just building and building and building. We're not putting it in the bank.
Right.
I'm talking about like, I mean, we obviously have to find a secure safe or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like something to put it in. And we continue to build it. You get what I'm saying? And it builds until we can get enough to maybe go purchase a piece of land. And now all of us own this piece of land. And I mean, yeah, it's a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people
that you gotta like.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not really even a like situation because it's a business situation. I don't necessarily have to like you to go into business. It would be trust. Yeah, it'd be more so trust. So
I don't like people I don't trust.
Well, I mean, it's true. I feel like, I mean, honestly, when it comes to business, I don't necessarily have to like you.
Right.
So, so when I say like, as in the sense that we all have to be like-minded in a way, or not even necessarily putting it on land, maybe even purchasing a property to like rebuild or whatever, just to sell it to put that money back into the pot. That's how we gamble it, instead of gambling in the sense of putting it in stocks. And, and we do that, and we continue to do it until all 20 people own a piece of property. Or we do that and continue to do it until and we go in order. We don't have anything when it comes to, we all put our names into a pot to where who's going to go first, second, third, you know what I'm saying?
I guess I feel like if you got enough let's just subtract the 5 from the 19 and just say, so that's
5 from what 19? It'd be
you waiting your
2,000
turn.
Technically.
Right.
Because if you think about it, the person that is not putting the full, they're putting their, we're gonna start off with 2,000, and then that one person to get 500 of it. So that means we'll have 15 in the pot.
Right.
And then the next time next time we put in, it'll be 2,000 again, and then we'll have 15 in the pot again. Well, it'll be actually 30 in the pot. And the next person gets the 500. So that means everybody's going to have an opportunity only technically putting 400, but all of our money is going in there, because you're going to always have a week that you're, you know what I'm saying, like you're not putting that money in there. Somebody's not going to do it, but at sometimes you will. So everybody will be equally contributing to this pot. So it's going to always be that $2,000 is what we're banking with every month.
I guess what I'm thinking, like if the goal is to everybody own land, then why even give out the 500? You know what I mean?
Well, the 500 is because of the fact that each one of us are literally taking money out of our pockets at this point. I mean, like I said, I haven't worked out the fine details. I was just thinking, like, what would it look like if we were to do something like a banking situation?
Well, I know somebody that somebody actually in my church that they got involved with something like that, and I don't know how it went for them, whatever. But I think in the long run, you would have to want to like okay, everybody owns a piece of land, like that. It makes sense.
It's either a piece of land or maybe even a business just or something right? That can be.
But I guess all I'm saying is like the amount of money that you invest in there, you could literally just save that yourself, and then you'll come out with the same amount. You know what I mean? Like, so if you just keep putting $100 away,
it's gonna take a lot longer to do that by yourself. It's not gonna have the same time frame that it would have if you have 20 set people putting $100 in. Either way it goes, you won't. And then maybe even have it to where like the $500, maybe they'll have a running business or something like that. Or
it won't be as much time for like the first couple ones. But what about the last person that's going to get the piece of land or whatever it is? It's going to take longer for them because they have to wait for the other 20 people to get
well, that's why I said maybe the land is maybe not the best idea to go with.
I mean,
I feel like maybe when it comes to a business, that's something that's going to generate more wealth than what we put into it. It could be a lot of things. So you got to think about it. There is families that do this. You get what I'm saying? Because what we'll put in that pot, maybe we'll wait until we can get to where half of the people in the crew can have, businesses. Maybe we can buy multiple things. Maybe we can do, get multiple things started to where we'll get bigger crews in depending on what the situation is. But you got to think, how do you think, besides obviously the benefits that America gives people that come from other countries, how do you think that these businesses continue to run? And you always, when you go into one of these corner stores that have these Indian guys, or they have the Arabs or any of that, how do you think that they keep a hold of their places and the stuff that they do? They rotate out families. Right. What they're doing is they are literally, one family will come in and run the business for 2 or 3 years, and then or I don't know how long. I said 2 or 3 years, but y'all, it might just be a year that they get that is tax free. Yeah, right, that's tax free, and then they rotate it out to the next family member that could come back, that could come into the state and be tax free.
Right, and that's no investment on their end. That's something that's already been developed. So it's an automatic win for them, initially.
But how do we get to a point to where we can get an automatic win?
Somebody's gonna have to sacrifice.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That like even with that game plan, there's somebody's gonna have to take the fucking hit. There's no way for everybody.
Somebody's gonna have to be the last one to take the hit. So the last one to get the land, the last one to get the business, the last one to. Somebody's going to take a hit somewhere. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If it's something as important as building another Black Wall Street.
I'm not saying it's not worth it. What I'm saying is, how are you going to convince someone to say, hey,
it's not even a convinced situation. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that where we all come in agreement that we're pulling these names out of a hat.
It's going to be hard to find the main people.
Well, I'm not saying that it's something that we can necessarily do, but it's an idea to kind of get stuff spinning to see where we can go with it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we would have to obviously work out the quirks to it, but it's still one of those situations to where, we make it to where it's as fair as possible across the board. Right. And as much as we can, even if that means that maybe even, I don't know, like that's something that I feel like families need to be looking at. We need to start investing back into our families and our neighborhoods.
I don't know if we got enough time, but that goes into a whole different conversation.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely does. But I feel that's just me. I'm just trying to think of like different ways that things can go. Like the different things that, like, how do you think banks got started? How do you think that, like, it took people having faith that they're going to hold on to my money, and when I come back to come get some, it's still going to be there?
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to think about it. The banks literally operate off of they gamble with your money, quite literally. They gamble with your money.
Well, originally they just operated with interest. That's literally what the whole.
And not, but the was. Interest. But but at the end, right. So you got to think about it. They to this day they play with your money.
Well, now they do because we have a free market. We have an actual market. Like we haven't always had the free market that we have now. Like when it comes to stocks and bonds and all that stuff.
Right.
That was developed over time. Whereas
if they were able to develop that.
Right, because
why couldn't it be something that we do necessarily? Maybe that's what we need to do is go towards what the banks do to build revenue. But then
we tried that, and black people, black folk, we have a tendency to not want to support each other, and nobody wants to take the hit anymore. Is what it comes down to.
Well, that's with any culture, I think, nowadays though. But like that's because especially in America, it's not. I don't think that's the same. Other countries
because it's
don't
win or
run
lose
the same.
Here.
Right. It's either I win
or I lose. And
if I lose, I don't want to be on that losing side. That's it. Yeah, win or lose.
It's win or lose. Be on the losing side. There's nothing that's sacred. There's nothing that's worth more than like think about like biblically, how how Moses didn't even get to see the promised land. Can you imagine trying to pitch that fucking idea to somebody and say, look, I know you're gonna go the rest of your life suffering, but your the next generation,
maybe we raise the amount that's getting put in, and then we raise the amount that's coming out. Like, I mean, it could be a lot, but it's still, again, it's always gonna be that one person that's at the end. So, I mean, I just feel like with all of that being said, I just wanted to kind of, let's get our brains working, guys. Like, it's so many things that can be done, and I'm talking as in all of our listeners, y'all. And I don't know, I know we have listeners all over the country. Man, I would absolutely love to hear you guys' ideas on wealth building. And the stuff that is available to you maybe in your country to get to there. So if you guys don't know, we do have a Facebook page where y'all can message us. Cycle J, you want to go ahead and drop that Facebook page for me, please?
Yeah. It is the GC or the G Cheese Party podcast Facebook page. We've been pretty much doing a lot of stuff on there. Again, it's the G Cheese Party page.
And we'll try to get that dropped. We'll get that dropped somewhere. Again, in other news, I don't know if Cycle J has brought up that we are trying to, why you didn't really hear any music today. We are most definitely trying to get this migrated over to YouTube, so that way you can most definitely get some links and stuff like that for some of the stuff that we talk about, and also you'll get you'll be able to have the opportunity to comment on the episodes and hear them after we drop them. So again, that's the end of my spiel, but I feel like I want to know the answers. I want to see what y'all's minds and how it works. I want to know what y'all think about creating your own banking system. All right, that's been your girl CJ and what's on my mind. Have a good night, y'all.
Cosign.